Hello friends, in this video we'll be discussing what Laplace transform is, how to derive the formula, what is the use and what are the different types. So let's begin. Welcome back students. Now we'll discuss what exactly Laplace transform is. Let me tell you one of the most important topic of your engineering. In fact, if you calculate the weightage in GATE exam, one of the most important topic of your engineering, Laplace transform. It's there in all the branches of engineering. So let's begin. So basically, Laplace means we converting problem from T domain to S domain. So through Laplace transform, we converting problem from T domain to S domain. T is time and S is your frequency. And in inverse Laplace transform, we converting problem back to T. So this is what we're gonna do in this entire chapter. So you can consider this too as a different chapter, or you can take it as a one chapter only. The first chapter is converting from T to S, and in the second chapter we're gonna convert S to back to T. Obviously, if your question is in terms of T, you expect the solution also in terms of T. So T, the problem is in terms of T, solution is in terms of T. We just getting an intermediate, that is Laplace transform, which is S. So why we're doing that we're gonna discuss later part of the video. So let's move on. Now the most important thing, how to convert T to S. So this is the first question, right? So you might be thinking, sir, sin T Laplace is sin S. Is it so? Is it the case? No. See here, it's simply not the replacement. T I am not going to replace with S. It is not simple replacement. So what is that? See, for converting from problem from T to S, we do have a special formula, and the formula is Laplace of f of t is equal to integration from 0 to infinity e raised to minus st ft dt. So this is the formula for converting problem from T to S. Or basically this is the formula for finding Laplace transform. The formula is very simple. See here, this is your f of t, this is your f of t. So finding Laplace means we just need to integrate from 0 to infinity e raised to minus st. So finding Laplace means just integrate. So that's it. So let's take few examples to understand how exactly we gonna find it out Laplace transform. The first example that we're taking is Laplace of 1. So Laplace of 1. So you know this Laplace means we are going to integrate from 0 to infinity e raised to minus st. Whatever is the function, that is 1. So 1 will come here into dt. So only the function will change. Here we need to find it out Laplace of 1. So let's integrate. So which is equal to e raised to minus st. Integration is what? E raised to minus st upon minus s. So it's very simple integration. If you don't know, let me tell you the integration formula. Whatever with t, we're gonna divide by that term. So with t we have minus s, so we're gonna divide by minus s, right? So which is equal to, here minus 1 upon s will come outside. So let me tell you the formula also, so that you will not confused in future. So e raised to ax plus b, suppose you want integration of this particular term. So it will be exponential as it is divided by, see, whatever here exponential, that we're gonna keep it as it is. Whatever with x, we're gonna divide by that term. So with x we have a, so we're gonna divide by a. We don't bother about this b. B is a constant, we don't care about it. E raised to minus infinity is 0 and e raised to 0 is equal to 1. So these are the things that will be required in this formula, in this particular problem. So let's move on. Here this minus 1 upon s is a constant that will come out. So let us put the limits, upper limit minus lower limit. So if you put upper limit infinity in t, so what's going to happen? It will be e raised to minus, see here, this e raised to minus will remain as it is, and this st. So if you put infinity here, so s into infinity, in place of t I am going to substitute. So s into infinity will become infinity minus lower limit. If we put 0 in place of t, So this will become s into 0. This entire term will become 0. If you put 0, the entire term will become 0. So this will become e raised to 0. So while putting infinity, make sure that you substitute here and you should take this minus. Okay. So what students generally make a mistake is they substitute infinity and they think the entire terms is infinity, therefore it is e raised to infinity. But this is not the case. You just need to put infinity in t and this minus will remain as it is. And while substituting 0, if you put here, this entire term will become 0. So that will become e raised to 0. So let's move on and let's complete this problem. So this will be minus 1 upon s. E raised to minus infinity as discussed is 0. Minus e raised to 0 which is 1. So if you open the bracket, this will be 1 upon s. So this is the first Laplace that we got. Laplace of 1 is 1 by s. If you multiply inside, this will become plus. So this is first Laplace transform. So let's move on and let's discuss the next example. So my second example is I want to find Laplace of e raised to 80. So what will happen if I want to Laplace of e raised to 80? So due to this Laplace, I am going to integrate from 0 to infinity e raised to minus st. This is because of this particular Laplace. Here the given function is e raised to 80. So that will come here into dt. Let's integrate 0 to infinity, here e raised to exponential part. So if you want to multiply two functions, their indices will be added. So these two terms will be added. So this is basic mathematics. So that will be, let's say t minus t common. So if you take minus t common from these two terms, inside will be left with s minus t. If you want to verify, you can verify. How? See here, minus st, if you open the bracket, and minus minus will become plus, plus 80. Let's integrate. So this will be e raised to minus s minus a t as discussed here. Exponential term will be as it is, and whatever with x, we're gonna divide by that term. So here the exponential term is as it is, and whatever with t, we're gonna divide by that term. So with t we have minus of s minus a. So here it will be minus s minus a. From 0 to infinity. Again, you want to substitute in t, right? So this is your constant term, so that will come out. So here it will be constant, that will come out. Upper limit, lower limit. If you put infinity in place of t, again this will be e raised to minus. This minus will as it remain as it is, as discussed here. And here if you put infinity, so this term will become infinity. So this will be this minus infinity minus lower limit. If we substitute 0, the entire term will become 0, so therefore it will be e raised to 0. So minus 1 upon s minus a, e raised to minus infinity is what? 0 minus e raised to 0 is 1. So if you open the bracket, Laplace of e raised to 80 is 1 upon s minus a. So this is the Laplace of 1 and the Laplace of e raised to 80. So through this formula, we found out Laplace of two different functions, 1 and e raised to 80. Now hope this is clear how to find the Laplace transform of different functions, right? So through this formula, you can find it out Laplace transform of n number of terms. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write it down the formulas directly that we're going to use in this particular chapter. So let's see the formulas. Here I'm going to write it down the formulas. The first formula that we have already found out is Laplace of 1. Which is 1 by s. What next? What is the next formula? We have already discussed two formulas. One, Laplace of 1 we got it. Next formula is Laplace of e raised to 80. The formula is 1 upon s minus a. This formula also we derived just now. If it is plus a, then in the formula we have minus a, opposite sign. So suppose if it is minus 80, then it will be plus 80. So minus plus. So this is the third formula. Let's move on, and the fourth formula, Laplace of sine 80 is a upon s square plus a square. Directly you take this formula. If you want to find it out, let me tell you, see here, sine 80, what you gonna do? So because of this Laplace, you're going to integrate from 0 to infinity e raised to minus st, dt will come here, and what is the function? Sine 80. So sine 80 will come here. So if you integrate this, you're going to get this formula. So I'm not doing it here right now. If you want, you can try it at home. Let's move on. Laplace of sine HAT. So here, remember this, if sine is there, it will be plus, and if it is hyperbolic, you need to consider the minus sign. So here it will be a upon s square minus a square. For sine it is plus, for hyperbolic it is minus. Let's move on. Laplace of cos AT is s upon s square plus a square. So difference between sine AT and cos AT is, in case of sine AT it is a, and in case of cos AT it is s. So this is the difference. Cos HAT, same thing. In sine and sine h, what is the difference? Plus minus, the same difference will occur here for cos and cos h. So it will be s upon s square minus a square. Next, number 8. Laplace of t raised to n factorial upon s raised to n plus 1 if n is an integer. So this meaning s is an integer, that we're going to discuss this formulas later on. But as of now, remember this formula. Laplace of t raised to n is n factorial upon s raised to n plus 1. Number 9. We have one more formula for Laplace of t raised to n, that is gamma of n plus 1 upon s raised to n plus 1. See here, this is gamma. First of all, note this. This is not square root. Let me make it very clear. This is not square root. This is gamma. Right? So gamma of n plus 1 upon s raised to n plus 1 if n is not an integer. This gamma we will discuss later on. So here there are two formulas. If n is integer, this is the formula. If n is not an integer, this is the formula. And finally, Laplace of a raised to t is equal to 1 upon s minus log a. So these are the 10 formulas that will be required throughout the chapter. So the question is, are we going to find it out all this? And the answer is no. Because see, all these things Laplace has already found out for us. What we need to do, we just need to use it. I told you how to find it out. Laplace of sine AT, cos AT. Just put in the formula, you can get it. But no need to do it because this doesn't come in the exam. Laplace has already done for it. We just need to use it. So these are the formulas that will be required in Laplace transform 1. That means converting problem from t to s. Now let's come to the main part of this video. Why we need Laplace transform? What exactly Laplace transform will do for us? See here. Observe this formula and you'll get the hint why we're going to use Laplace transform. See here. On left hand side of the formulas, you can get exponential terms or you can get trigonometric terms, but observe the right hand side of the formula. All are algebraic terms. See here. All are algebraic terms here. So what Laplace transform does for us? It converts all the problems, whether it is exponential, algebraic, trigonometric, any kind of function, it converts into algebraic function. So what is the use of that? Let me tell you. Add two sine waves. You know what is sine wave? So if I tell you to add two sine waves, will it be easy or difficult? You can manage, but it's difficult, right? Now, instead of that, let me tell you, add these two algebraic terms. So it's easy, right? So what Laplace transform does, it converts all the problems into algebraic terms so that calculation becomes easy. So this is the main advantage of Laplace transform. And let me tell you, Laplace transform is only on paper. So on paper, obviously we are comfortable with the calculation with algebraic terms instead of trigonometric terms or exponential terms. So we converting through Laplace transform all the terms into algebraic terms. And obviously if your problem is in terms of t, your solution has to be in terms of t. So Laplace transform, we converting into s and we calculating whatever the calculations are, and after that we applying inverse Laplace transform so that we get the problem back in terms of t. So this is what Laplace transform is doing for us. Let's discuss what are the different types of problem in Laplace transform. So basically this is what we're doing is from f to t. First of all, from t to s. This is what we're doing. From s to t, that is a different chapter. Okay. So the first type is basic problems. Type number 2 is FSP, that is a first shifting property. You copy with me. Next, effect of multiplication by t. Next, effect of division by t. Next, Laplace transform of derivatives. Laplace transform of integrals. Next, change of scale property. Next, particular value. Next, based on definition. Periodic function. So these are the different 10 types of problem in Laplace transform that we're going to discuss in the next videos. Hope you understood. Done with it. Thank you.